So on my way to the Backwater Reservoir to shoot some Milky Way later, luckily I pulled over to this local lay-by as I knew the International Space Station was coming over, and you can just see it just above me now. It's shining really bright. It's minus 2.3 magnitude, which is really bright. This flyover started away over in the west and it's finishing pretty much beside Jupiter away in the east. I'm also taking a little time lapse now, so it'll be cool to see the International Space Station fly through the frames. It's always weird to see that there's actually people on that. So it's really high in the sky just now, and it's just going to slowly fade over there, over to where Jupiter is on the east. So I've got my 14mm, just taking a nice little time lapse. It'll be a really short time lapse, but it'll be just cool to see the ISS fly over. And there's the space station just under my finger here, just fading into the east. We headed up to the Backwater Reservoir, which is only about 10-15 miles outside of Blairgowrie. I've never really shot in this area with dark skies, as I thought the light pollution from the Blairgowrie and Ailith region would obscure most of the detail in the night sky, but I thought I'd give it a go. Thankfully in this area the accessibility was great. There's a car park pretty much right beside the loch, and you just have to go down a little hill, jump over a few gates, and you're there on the water's edge under the dark skies. You know how to find the North Star?
You look north and look up.
You get the plough.
Yep.
And then you see it how it's like a frying pan.
Yep.
So obviously you go along the handle.
Yep.
Go down the basin, up the lip.
Yep.
And then you fall down the left the stars straight up, and then it's like the kind of one bright
yeah,
star.
I mean, yeah.
The first image that I planned in this location was the Plow, as the loch and the nice landscape just looks really nice north. Unfortunately there was no northern lights out, but as you can see by this image, really colourful, really dark, and I really just like this image. I then set up my Ioptron Sky Tracker Pro and was taking pictures of the Milky Way, and luckily just by chance the ISS went over again, but it just wasn't throughout the whole sky. As you can see in this image, the nice detail of the Milky Way with the ISS just going through half of the frame. Because of the dark skies here, I decided to make the most of it and point my camera up to Cassiopeia and the Andromeda region and just take a nice 2-minute exposure, and here's the result. And to finish this location off with the Milky Way, I decided to do a 360-degree panorama, which thankfully stitched so perfectly. You can see that Milky Way stretched right overhead, the nice foreground stitched absolutely phenomenal, nice colours in the night sky, and the Milky Way detail is just phenomenal. A fantastic place to do a 360 panorama. Just look how well that all stitched. I'm so happy with the result. And then after I did that 360 degree, we travelled down to the south shore of the loch to get another picture of the Plow and hopefully some bright constellations, but I just stopped off at this area where you could see the Milky Way over this nice little feature. But unfortunately you could see the light pollution of the central belt of Scotland just starting to pollute the sky just a wee bit. We drove to the south side of the loch and faced north to get the iconic shot of the Backwater Reservoir just with that tower. Nice little Plow there, and just fantastic colours. Unfortunately no aurora, but you may be able to pick up just a wee bit of the reddy orange. I think that's very faint diffuse aurora just on the horizon. So as I said earlier, I was hoping to capture some really nice bright constellations. So here you can see Taurus, Pleiades, and loads of really bright stars just in the eastern sky. And then to finish the location, I got a nice wee selfie under the Milky Way with my little car.